Hello and welcome to your astrological vibrations for Thursday, November 21st, 2024 by Gaia Blooming. I'm Mimi and our energy mantra for today is, from the depths of darkness, I see a light and it shifts my whole perspective. Hello and welcome to Sun in Sagittarius Day. We have a nice at least half portion of the day still in Scorpio, but funny enough, Pluto has shifted and there's nothing hanging out at 29 degrees, so the Sun in Scorpio is kind of setting a little bit quietly, and the Sun in Sagittarius is rising a little wildly because its first connection is with Pluto. So the Sun will shift into Sagittarius at 11:56 a.m. Now, I always say each sign builds upon the next. And having traversed the darkness, having experienced the shadow on new levels, actually helps make Sagittarius what it is. It helps Sagittarius be a bringer of perspective, a philosopher, a holder of the light. Sagittarius energy is so interesting because it's squished between Scorpio and Capricorn. Scorpio being the bringer of death, the harbinger energy, and then Capricorn, which in traditional tarot, Capricorn is the sign of the devil. So here we have this light. This light is going to hold the space, this little light of mine. I have to say, I am a Sagittarius lover as a Sagittarius myself. I really do enjoy this season. I really do enjoy the build up to the holidays, the fact that so much light is brought forward. In fact, I think over here you're going to see some lights happening soon. So, the first part of the day might be, while nothing's really being aspected, like I said, you might have some last minute Scorpio energies that you need to face. And then here comes the Sagittarius, and it's like, okay, well, we've looked at them from this angle. Have we looked at them from this angle? 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 I always feel that I am full of solution as a Sagittarius because I do look at things from so many angles. Sagittarius is the sign that loves truth. Truth is a weird subject. It's definitely aligned with varying perspectives, right? And can get very caught up in dogma. But I think Sagittarius does try to see as divinely as possible, I would say. There's a few phrases I feel like go with Sagittarius. One is, I see. One is, I know. And my personal favorite is, I believe. Sagittarius is the most optimistic, allegedly, sign of the zodiac, right? And so there is a lot of belief and hope that comes along with the Sagittarius energy. Sagittarius loves to be free. Sagittarius can be the life of the party. That goes along with the whole light thing. The phrase, eat, drink, and be merry, for tomorrow we may die, just popped into my head. And who knows who originally said that, but it definitely could have been a Sagittarius. Hey, we've seen what's happened in Scorpio season. Let's have fun while we can. Let's enjoy life while we can. Could also be a Taurus, to be fair. Maybe it's a Sagittarius Taurus. This is the philosophizing that Sagittarius does. Sagittarius is the wisdom keeper. This is the job of the Sagittarius, is to seek wisdom and to share it. And sometimes it is through books, and other times it can be through life experience. And that's where you get, if you look up Sagittarius ever, everything talks about the Sagittarius, being the biggest partiers. And it's funny because that's never been me as a Sagittarius. I have always been the wisdom seeker for the most part. Not to say I didn't love parties, just not going so far off the deep end, right? Now with Sagittarius, that's something you want to watch. Sagittarius is ruled by Jupiter, and Jupiter likes things really big, right? So in Sagittarius, we can go a little off the deep end. Whether it is sticking our heads in books, or it is being the life of the party. So we want to watch that. But our theme this month is going to be perspective. and seeing where we can shift perspective, whether it comes to our own beliefs, whether it comes to from what is people are telling us, when it comes to our own dogma, when it comes to dogma out there, and seeing where perspective can lend in a little magic. Now, here's what's so interesting. So the sun moves into Sagittarius at 11:56 a.m. and it meets with Pluto at 12:49 p.m. So not even an hour later, it's meeting up with Pluto, both at 0. And 0 is that transformational energy. Now, it's interesting that Pluto's first 2 meetings are with fire signs. Definitely some creative energies are being inspired in these meetings. Pluto from Sagittarius is 3rd house energy of the mind. And so both Leo feeding in the Leo moon when Pluto shifted, and now today the sun in Sagittarius are infusing this Plutonic energy with inspiration and creativity and ignition energy. Pluto at 0 meeting with Sagittarius in perspective is fueling with ideas for the future and potential innovation, creative innovation. And this is all meant to help us mentally. So while any meeting with Pluto is transformational and sometimes challenging because Pluto can make us feel a little lower than higher, see where you can utilize the energy of perspective and see where you can fuel the innovation and fuel the inspiration and fuel those creative energies to help the energies move through. Now, we also have the moon still in Leo. I am actually a sun in Sagittarius with a moon in Leo. So there's a lot of fire energy going on. This is generally very happy fire, creative fire, playful fire. Let me just rattle off everything about myself to you. But with this fiery energy, and especially as it's meeting Pluto, there might be a little ire, a little impatience, a little shadow under the surface to be aware of. Now, it's not to say that we can't shift these energies, but I think awareness is always important. I think if Scorpio teaches us anything, it's always be aware of what lurks beneath, right? Because there's always some interesting energies going on there. But again, I love these connections. The moon in Leo is connecting to Jupiter in Gemini. So again, we have a fire and air energy. Watch your fires, because fire and air together can definitely be, you know, a little bit explosive. So if you light a fire, check the winds. But you may feel extra inspired. You may feel fired up, so to speak, with these connections. And you may find your mind more on the optimistic side of things, which is nice. The last connection, again, speaking of the fire, is the moon in Leo connecting to Mercury in Sagittarius. Mercury going retrograde in just a few days. I think 5 days we have Mercury going retrograde. So here is the moon in Leo connecting to Mercury in Sagittarius. I love the song playing in my head. I get it's the most wonderful time of the year. Again, I'm feeling a strong energy of the light. And being that this is a season of bringing forth the light, showing that the light can have its place in the darkness. And so keep that in mind. To me, this is about fueling our mind, our optimistic, perspective-seeking mind, believing, hopeful minds with love. Moon in Leo, love energy, love, playfulness, inner child energy, looking for the good. Top of the cards we have today is the Ordinariness card, and this is always a card that reminds us, look for the good, look for the miracles, look for the things that make you feel grateful. I didn't look at these cards. We might be feeling a little bit of the mental energies. This feels a little bit of like the Scorpio at the first part of the day. We got some Scorpioing, so there still may be some shadows to face. I don't mean it like this, but just moving through some shadows to face, some energy, grumpy energies to face. See where you can bring along your gratitude, but don't be afraid to face them. But ask Spirit, can I have some perspective? Can you show me some perspective to help shift and move and groove these energies. We've got We Are the World. And what I'm feeling with the We Are the World card, it feels more for this whole sign of Sagittarius, or the whole time of Sagittarius, is really like opening up to that inner fire that helps us take our weird and wacky place in the world. Because truly, the world wants your weird and wacky. It wants you in that inspired and free place. So very Aquarian energy there. Oh, actually the 9 and the 10 of Pentacles together. 8, 9, 10 of Pentacles. We are building something here, building something into the physical through this inspiration of Sagittarius. So keep that in mind. And that really is Capricorn. And it may be now that Pluto is left that we can find some of these manifestations coming a little easier, but it involves gratitude, thankfulness, belief in it, and our own part in its personal creation. Love those cards together. And I did pull a Beasties Oracle again because these cards are just rocking. And I pulled Salmon, and I'm going to read it again because there's so much fun here. It definitely speaks of the creativity. Salmon gifts you with grace, both ancient and seductive. You are the mage of upstream magic. Go against the flow. Make your own creative babies. Allow yourself to melt into the river's nooks and crannies to feel mysterious and exhilarating. You've kept the scandalous parts of yourself suppressed for far too long. It's time to unleash a swirl of creative currents so powerful that even the killer whale orgasms in your wake. Explore your curiosity and allow the erotic energies to surge with you. This almost feels very Scorpio Sagittarius combined. Get wet and wild with your muse. What kind of creative projects feel scandalous and daunting and inspiring? Play with them. It's time to birth new creative ventures that will light up the world. Hello, Sagittarius Aquarius. Salmon is the symbol of endurance, a creature that navigates hundreds or even thousands of miles to return to its birthplace to spawn its eggs. Consider returning to your roots to rediscover what ignites your passion and fuels your desires. Creative rebirth is inbound. Yes. Ebb and flow. Let your journey be an erotic dance, an exploration of pleasures both known and yet to be discovered. Find the sweet spots that make your whole body sing in harmonious melody of love, lust, and lunacy. Embrace both the fresh and the salty waters. Let's see. Oh, here's an affirmation. Let's read this. I navigate life's currents with ageless grace and scandalous allure. I return to my roots to spawn new creative babies that light up the world. So here we have a little salmon, watery inspiration for this fiery time that we're delving into. Let's light up the world with our own personal joy, our own personal light, and perspectives that can take us out of the shadows and into the realm of possibility. Infinite possibilities of one of my favorite aspects of Sagittarius. And we are creatives and creators. And we can bring forth some of these infinite possibilities. So that's it for today. You can book a reading with me. Email me, mimiclark@gmail.com. And the better it gets, the better it gets. There's more than enough love in the world for you. You have the power, and remember who you are, for you are the solution. Namaste.